All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving headfirst into the amazing tech that's making our cars smarter and safer, literally every single day. We're going to look at how cars are getting these superhuman senses, a whole new way of thinking, and how it all points to this one huge ambitious goal, a world with zero accidents. So let's just start with this number because it's pretty sobering. Even with all the safety improvements we've made over the years, seat belts, airbags, all that stuff, this is roughly how many people still die on European roads every single year. This is the exact problem that engineers and car companies are racing to solve. And it means we have to completely rethink what a car is. And, to really get a handle on the solution, you've got to understand the core of the problem. It's not just about the car or the road. It's about how all those pieces interact. So, yeah, let's get into it.
For more than 100 years, the driver, you, has been the central computer. You're constantly running this feedback loop. You see something, you decide what to do, and you act. The biggest challenge is baked right into that model. The entire system depends on the performance and, well, the limitations of a human being.
Look, we humans are incredible at navigating really complex situations. But let's be honest, we also get distracted, we get tired, we make simple mistakes. And realizing that led to this really revolutionary idea. What if the car itself could be our co-pilot? What if it could step in and help prevent our mistakes before they even happen? So how do you start to solve this? Well, the very first step was to give the car the ability to see and sense the world on its own. To basically create a set of digital, superhuman senses that are always on, always paying attention. And this is where the really cool part comes in, something called sensor fusion. Because no one sensor is perfect. You have to think of them like a team. The camera is like our eyes. It sees color and detail. But radar? It's a superstar in bad weather. It can see right through fog to track speed and distance. And then you have LiDAR, which is like a digital architect, building this super precise 3D map of everything. It's how they all work together that gives the car a view of the world that's way more reliable than our own. Okay, so the car can see. Big deal, right? How does it turn all that raw information into an action that could actually save your life? Let's get into the car's thought process and see how it goes from just seeing to doing. This all happens in a fraction of a second, and it follows this clear, logical pipeline. First up, perception. The car sees the world using all those sensors working together. Next, prediction. It figures out, okay, where is that cyclist going to be in 2 seconds? Then, planning. It instantly calculates the safest possible move. And finally, control. The car actually does it. Hits the brakes, steers, often before our human brains have even processed that there's a danger. Let's make this feel real. Here's an example you might even have in your own car right now. Automatic emergency braking, or AEB. This is that whole 4-step process in action. It's constantly using its radar and cameras to watch the road ahead for any car that's stopped or slowing down. And the big question is, does this stuff actually work? Oh, yeah. It's not a gimmick. Studies have proven that AEB reduces rear-end collisions, the most common type of crash, by more than 40%. That is a huge, huge impact on safety from just one piece of tech. Okay, so that's braking. But what about another really common problem? Drifting out of your lane because you're tired or just got distracted for a second. That's where another key technology, lane keeping assist, comes into play. You can think of this one as a gentle guardian angel on the highway. Its camera is always watching the lane markings, and if you get distracted and start to drift without using your turn signal, it doesn't just sit there, it acts. You might get a warning, and then you'll feel this little gentle nudge on the steering wheel, just guiding you back to the center. It's a subtle little thing that prevents some of the most dangerous kinds of accidents out there. So these individual features are cool on their own, for sure. But here's the thing. They aren't just standalone gadgets. They're all building blocks, crucial steps on a much bigger journey towards an incredibly ambitious goal. And now, that goal is actually being backed up by laws all over the world. So what's pushing this all forward so fast? Regulation. This technology is not an optional extra anymore. Governments in Europe and the US are making features like AEB mandatory. This is creating a whole new baseline for safety, making sure that every new car that rolls off the line is basically a co-pilot, with these protective systems built right in as standard. And all of this, every sensor, every line of code, it's all pointing toward one massive goal: known in the industry as Vision Zero. The whole idea has shifted. It's not just about making accidents less bad with airbags. It's about using smart, active technology to engineer a future where nobody dies in a traffic accident. Period. And that really brings us to our final thought here. As these systems get more and more advanced, the challenge changes. It goes from just making a car see to making it truly understand. So the big question we're left with is this: can technology alone solve a problem that is, at its heart, so deeply human? That's a question that everyone, engineers, regulators, and us, we're all going to have to answer on the road ahead.